Welcome back to the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. I'm Donnie from RotoMoto. In this video, I'll give you 4 riders I like, 1 rider that I'm wary of, tips for the FFL, this weekend's weather and schedule, as well as an early look at my team, all courtesy of Maxxis Tire. You know Maxxis Tire. You know their MXST tire designed by the king of Supercross and my all-time favorite rider, Jeremy McGrath. It is the newest and most advanced tire on the Maxxis MX lineup, featuring an all-new tread pattern, compound, and composition to provide the stability, predictability, and traction that the upper tiers of motocross demand. Available at your local retailer and also at motosport.com. A mixed bag on the ins and outs after a slew of nasty crashes at round 1. Casey Cochran is confirmed out for the remaining 2 rounds after a qualifying crash in Charlotte, which guarantees at least 5 coming out from the LCQ now, with Jalek Swoll in concussion protocol, and he will be a game time decision in the 250 class. Jason Anderson confirmed he will be on the gate after sitting out Charlotte following his own practice crash, and verdict is still out on Barcia, but a good chance we see Bam Bam in Texas this weekend. Looking at your picks this weekend, 250 All-Star is an easy button with Hayden Deegan. Even at a 0 handicap, Danger Boy has won 44% of gate drops this season and landed on the podium in over 2/3. He looks like a video game character right now, and it can't get much simpler than that. A 250 rider worth double points this weekend that I like is Garrett Marchbanks. The 26 went 9-9 for 10th overall and gained 1 handicap in the process. Garrett has been top 11 all but twice in the 250 class this year with an average finish of 9.3, but take out his Ironman DNF and that quickly drops to 8.1. Not a huge upside play here, but if he can get a start or 2, he has good value for relatively low risk. 450 side, All-Star, let's talk Kenny. Roczen went 5-5 to earn his star and a 4 handicap, and if he can repeat that this weekend, you max out, easy peasy. But what I'm most interested in with Kenny is his lack of concerns. Jed and Eli just came off relatively big injuries, Plessinger is banged up, and Hunter and Cooper are feeling the strain of a 30-round series, but Kenny is relatively fresh after taking the summer off and has no pressure or expectations, not to mention he's been top 5 more often than not this season. The do not pick this weekend is Colt Nichols. An incredible ride last weekend, scored a ton of points off the back of his 10-10 result, but now a 5 handicap, the value just isn't worth the risk. He's going to get a bad gate pick again due to his LCQ status, and with Anderson and Barcia slated to race, it might leave him on the outside looking in anyway. Better to pass on Colt here and hope he has a worse result and gets a bump for the finale in Vegas. Your high handicap hero of the week is rookie Lux Turner. The 250 LCQ will be taking at least 5, possibly 6 guys, so Luck should be a shoo-in to race the motos, and all he has to do is not finish last to double up. Turner's biggest strength are definitely his starts, and although he does not have the pace to stay up there, if things go his way, I could easily see Lux finishing around the 15 mark this weekend. Moving on to your FFLs, Juju comes out of nowhere to grab both last week, but it is still Hayden or bust for me in the 250 class with the nod to Kitchen as the counter pick. 450 side, Saul Tomac and Cooper, which are both solid options, but with 8 different riders with 3 or more, it is hard to pinpoint one, but remember, Jet still has the most despite missing a third of the gate drops this year. It's going to be a hot one in Texas Sunday with highs in the 90s and sun rays coming in and out. The TV schedule is exactly the same as last week. Race day live starts at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 in the morning for West Coast folk. Qualifying cheat sheets at 2 p.m. Eastern on Twitter and Instagram, and pre-show coverage live at 2:30 before the picks lock at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and the gates dropping shortly after that. My Thursday team features no LCQ riders with Hayden Deegan at 250 All-Star, RJ Hampshire with a 0, Garrett Marchbanks with a 1, and Ryder D's 4 handicap. 450 side, I have All-Star Ken Roczen, Cooper Webb 0, Christian Craig at a 4, and Grant Harlan rounding it out with his 8. Don't forget to follow PulpMX Fantasy and at RotoXMoto on both Instagram and Twitter for injury updates as the weekend rolls on, qualifying info, and stats and banter throughout the race itself, and those fantasy cheat sheets once qualifying is done and wrapped. Thanks as always for watching the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. My name is Donnie. May your chiz this weekend. Remember that 8 is great. And most importantly, have fun. Good luck, y'all.